sound way too cool. But my name's Elena Thomas, born and raised in San Jose, California. And I was told, like most of them, my whole life, go to school, get good grades, get out of a high-paying job. When I was little, my dad actually told me, because I have two older siblings, they were already paying for them to go to school, one to USC, so you guys know how much that costs. He literally looked me in the face when I was little and he said, Elena, if you ever want to go to college, you need to get a scholarship. And I said, okay. So I worked really hard and I played every sport I could and found out I was better at softball, so stuck with that. And I got a full ride to Providence College. If you guys don't know what that is, it's in the Big East out in Rhode Island. You put a Cali girl on the East Coast, she's not going to last very long. So, like we were talking about, you can't live Cali and then see that. It's just not cute. Anyways, so first things first is I knew I had to get out there, but that was honestly one of the hardest decisions of my life. A lot of you guys may have made a decision kind of like I did, going where you can get money. You know what I mean? And so I was going there for the full ride, and I gave that away. And I transferred and went to UC Riverside, where I was blessed enough to meet these guys. And I was going there as a D1 athlete. A lot of you guys know the whole transfer process and whatever. You're recruited as a junior in high school, right? So they already have their money dispersed. I left in the summer, so I was either going to have to sit out for a year or go somewhere and not get any money, you know? And so I went somewhere and not get any money. And what did I do? What a lot of my friends who can't afford school do, I took out a lot of loans. And I was taking out a lot of loans. And I was actually, when I saw this, I was taking out loans to pay my rent. So when you guys talk about being broke, I'm telling you, I know. And I don't even get that $400 little guy that some people do, you know what I mean? I was like really, really in a tight spot. But what I was told my whole life was do whatever it takes to get that degree, because if you got it, you got a chance. That's what I was told. So I was going to do whatever it takes. You guys heard him. He told me, he told you I was a D1 athlete taking 24 units. Like, if you guys aren't in school right now, 12 is a full-time student. I was taking 24. And not because I'm a genius, so don't get any bright ideas, because I was broke. I couldn't afford an extra 2 years. I was going to do whatever it took. You know, so I was working really, really hard to try to follow this system we were told. And, I mean, as athletes, you guys know that relationship you have with the coach. You know, I was actually shared this whole opportunity by one of my old coaches. I got hitting lessons from her forever. So this is someone, it's like one of those coaches you keep in touch with. You know what I mean? Someone who I've always looked up to and respected. Someone who I knew had my best interest in mind. So I always welcome skeptics at first, because I know if it was me and I was invited by a friend to come check out some business, they're going to change my life, I'd be like, I know you, and you're not a business guy. That's what I would have done. So if you're skeptical, I totally welcome that. But listen to what the business is. Because I was shown by my coach, someone I've always looked up to and respected, and this is an adult, you know? And she told me I could do this. She came up to me, she was like, Elena, doing everything you're doing right now, if I can help you make an extra $500 a month, would you be interested? I was like, hell yeah. Right? But then I kept telling her, I was like, look, I'm not only a D1 athlete, I'm also taking 24 units. And she was all-American. She knew what it was like playing in school. You know what I mean? So she's like, knows that I don't have much time, offering this to me, so I was open-minded. Just kind of like, she thinks I can do it, I probably can. You know what I mean? So I went with her to check it out. I went to an event like this. I was in a nice ass house, like beautiful home. And I was the only person under the age of 40.
Wow.
Like, I'm telling you, there was engineers, there were nurses, there were financial advisors, there was an attorney in the room.
Wow.
I was sitting there, I walked in like, why was I invited? You know what I mean? But every single person in that room that night looked at me and said, God, I wish I heard about this when I was your age. So I was like, okay, I'll listen. I gotta see what this is. And the first person who stood up that night was that attorney. And the first thing he said, I always say at every meeting because it changed my world. He said, I make a lot of money, but I do not live the life that I want. And I was like, babe. You know, because I'm doing everything I can, working really, really hard to try to get somewhere near where they are, and none of them are happy. I don't want that slap in the face realization when I'm 40 going, what I've been working on my whole life, is it worth it? Is it working? You know? And it's hard. Right? So I was like, I'm going to listen to what they're looking at right now. What he said changed my whole perspective because I was willing to work as hard as I could, as hard as I had to make money like my dad. My dad makes a lot of money. My whole life growing up, I did not see him. You ask any of my friends on any of my old teams, they will all tell you Elaine was the team room. Oh, you guys know what that is. That's the room where the parents can come. That was me on any team. Why? Because if my dad wasn't at work, he wasn't getting paid. Was I bitter about it? No. He worked his ass off so I could live that life. You know what I mean? So I could go and do these things. And so I was always very thankful, but I know he would have never done anything about this. Never. Why? Because that attorney kept talking about this idea of leverage. Okay? And that's what this business allows for. Okay, leverage, think about it. No matter who you are, where you are, or what you are doing, you have 24 hours in a day.
Yeah. Right.
You are always capped at what you can complete by yourself.
Okay.
Right? This business allows you to leverage not only your time, but also your efforts. Right? So you can get a lot more done. He said, this business, I love it. Why? Because I would much rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of mine. Because then I got 99% of me doing what I want to do. And I said, I like that. You know, but I was really nervous because I was like, I got no time. I can't go have a job right now. I can't do that. My coach shut me off real quick. She said, I don't care if you have 3 essays and a game tomorrow. You're still going to take a 5-minute Facebook break. And I said, true. So you're going to pay me to go on Facebook because I could do that. Right? And they said, what this business is taking what Warren Buffett always says. He's one of the wealthiest men in the world. Warren Buffett says, find out what it is that you love to do. Make that your hobby. Find out what the world loves to do. Make that your business. Our world today, guys, we are the most socially connected generation in the history of the world.
Right.
Everyone agrees on disagrees.
Right.
That's what you're using. You're using what you love to do. I don't care how busy you are. If you go to the grocery store to get your food, guess what? There's people there. If you're stuck in class all day, guess what? There's people there. If you're at practice all day, guess what? There's people there. Right? And like he was touching on, if you like something or experience anything that you like, you're going to tell people about it. You go to a movie and you love it, you're going to tell people about it.
Right.
You go to the best restaurant you've ever been to, great service, great food, what are you going to do? Tell people about it. I don't care if you rented jet skis. You just went renting jet skis this weekend. You loved it. It was awesome, great experience. You're going to what?
Tell somebody.
Tell people about it. If you like a product or a service, I don't care what it is, you're going to tell people about it.
Yeah.
If I pay you to tell someone about it, will you tell a couple more?
Yes.
A little more. That is all this company is saying. That is all this company is saying. This absolutely revolutionized my life. Guys, if you're anything like me, the first time I heard that, I was like, yeah, cool, it changed your life. What did it really do? Right? And when they're talking about, oh, you get a free car, it's a BMW Mercedes, I was like, you have a nice car because you're a lawyer. I'm not an idiot. Right? I got started in this business about a month and a half in. I saw a 19-year-old Stu Massengill, who I was working with, and I was like, he couldn't even speak in front of a room. He got his car. I was like, this shit's real. You know? I was like, I literally honestly got started thinking I can make an extra $500 a month. I can live off that. That's my rent. I don't have to take loans for my rent. Hell yeah, I'm down. Right? But guess what? People know people. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook. Right? Now, he already did this example, right, of Zuckerberg didn't tell you about Facebook, right? This company grows like Facebook, okay? Zuckerberg told 5 friends in his college dorm room. Then it became Harvard Social Network. All those kids at Harvard, the kids at other schools, who knew people there, who all knew people at other schools, had family in different areas, so on and so forth. Facebook's global. Right? He's telling you all these cool things when he's inviting me up here. He's like, yeah, she's got an international business. You guys were athletes. Yeah, sure, I traveled the country, but I saw hotel, softball field. I didn't know everyone. How do I have businesses all up and down the East Coast, all through the Midwest, all up and down California? How was I talking on the phone, on Skype, Google+, whatever, with 30 kids in Sweden today? I can run my business in Estonia. I don't know where that is on a map. How does that happen? Because watch this, right now. Do you have a best friend? Someone you know better than anyone in the world. Okay, you don't have to give us a name because it doesn't really matter. If you think of your best friend in the world right now, honestly, how many people do you know that he or she doesn't know?
I know a lot. I know a lot more.
Probably a lot. And the more and more you think about it, the more and more people you know. You know a lot of people your best friend doesn't know? Think about that. Now, all those people you just thought of, right? Every single one of them knows a lot more people you don't know.
Yep.
Together we help each other a lot. I told you, I was busy as hell. I couldn't really go, like, door to door. I couldn't go. We don't do that. I've never done a flyer. I've never had a booth. This is not telemarketing. It's tell a friend. I was excited, so I called all my good friends up. I called about 9 people. I shared this with about 9 people when I got started. 4 decided to do it. Through those 4, I blew up to over 900 people now in my business.
Wow.
Internationally. Right? I've personally helped 7 of my friends through this whole business get into free cars. Meaning
Wow.
7 of my friends are at minimum making an extra $1,500 a month. It's pretty cool. Why? Because this is not like a corporate job. It's not what this is. Think about it. Honestly, right now, let's pretend we're best friends. Okay? Let's pretend we're best friends and we work together. There's a promotion. She gets it. If you're my best friend, obviously, I'm going to say congratulations. But we both know that I'm bitter. And how sad is that? But we both know it. Why? Because something in the corporate world, guys, something you get is something I don't.
Wow.
In this business, it doesn't work like that. Okay? It grows like Facebook. So we're best friends. Guess what? We're friends on Facebook. Okay? Now let's say I friend request her. If she looks at your website right now, we're all mutual friends. Let's say I didn't know her, you friend request her. She can look at my website and we're still all mutual friends. Doesn't matter if you're sharing it or I'm sharing it, we're building the same network. Does that make sense? So you help each other? It's awesome. Why? Because this is a team. That's why I told you right when I got started, I was like, I love this because it's athletes. Because you know the mindset. I don't care if you're a superstar. If you're a superstar on a shitty team, you're still going to lose. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
You gotta help your friends. So guess what? You're not just telling every random Joe Schmo you see. You're telling your best friends. Why? Because if you're my best friend and I get you going, I'm gonna help you. Right? If I just found George in the grocery store, I was like, hey, want to make money? Here you go, George. Am I gonna call George later?
Nope.
I'm gonna get George. So, how can I help you out? Who do you want to talk to? Do you want to come over to my house, George? What? I don't even know George. Hell no. Right? That's weird. But this is, you're just building something with your friends. And guess what? Guys, if I didn't want to be here right now, I wouldn't be here. If I had something to do right now, I'd be doing it. You work when you want, where you want, with who you want. It's awesome. Right? It's not weird. You're building a business. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. Some people are like, well, maybe I don't want to get started because what if I share it with a friend and they don't want to do it? Okay. You work at Starbucks and I work at Pete's Coffee. Are we not friends? It doesn't matter, right? All I'm doing right now is I know you work at Pete's Coffee. Look, what I'm doing, I don't have a boss. I work when I want, where I want, with who I want, and I get to choose my own income.
Wow.
There are openings if you're interested. If he doesn't want to do it, guess what? I don't want you to. I just told you I'm recruiting people for my team. Think about it, honestly. Let's say I got a basketball team. Okay? Think about it. If you don't want to play basketball, I don't want you on my team. She's not going to come to practice.
Yeah.
She's not going to work out. And if she sucks at something, she's not going to work on it. Why? She doesn't want to play basketball. Right? It's a no-brainer. But if you really, really, really want to play basketball, I don't even care if you know how to play. If she really wants to know how to play, she's going to learn. And then it's fun. Right? So that's all we're looking for. We're just looking for that 3%, guys. We're looking for the 3% because 97% of the population struggles financially, living paycheck to paycheck, while 3% will level up.
Right.
You've heard that statistic before. It's not new. Right? It's not. It's not. Now, my dad, yeah, he makes a lot of money, but guess what? He has a job. I don't care how much money you make. Some people get up here and they talk about like, oh, you're going to get out work minimum wage or do that. I would have been like, no, I'm not. Because I'm going to find someone who knows someone, whatever, and I'll get a better job than that, right? I'm not part of that. My dad makes a lot of money, and guess what? He goes to work on Monday, works all week long to get a check. Goes to the kid's house, the car, and it's gone. he has to go to work the next week.
Dang.
To work all week long.
Bad.
And again and again and again and again, right?
Yep.
This here is the idea of residual income. If you guys are raised anything like me, I had no idea what that was. If you know what that is already, you're a step ahead of the game. Because that's what the 3% knows, is residual income. If you go to school, get your grades, get out, get a high-paying job, you can make a living. But if you ever want to be wealthy and have what we call time freedom, you need residual income, okay? So if you don't want to do what we're doing today, that's fine. You can just get into a system somewhere else. You need to own a system, okay? Because that's how the world works. The world is built off of systems. If you do not own one, you will be owned. And I don't mean that in a mean way, in a negative way. If you have a job, you're told when to go in, when you can leave, when you can pee, when you can eat, when you can take your family on vacations, you're owned. The only way out of that is to own your own system. And I was like, okay, so how does this work? And he's like, well, residual income is the idea of doing something one time that will pay you over and over and over. If you're anything like me, I said, that's not real. If that was real, no one would have jobs, right? They give me a couple examples I always use. Number one is Michael Jackson. I don't care if you like him, you know who he is. Right? And you know he's been dead for almost 4 years. Last year, 2012, that man grossed over $200 million. Think about it. Think about it.
Give me $20.
Now, you guys honestly think about this, okay? I know personally, and I'm sure you guys do, I know people in my family that go to their boss and beg for more hours. Wow. I know some of my good friends that go to their boss begging for more hours of their time to spend at work instead of with their family. To spend doing some mundane task they're being told to do rather than what they really want to be doing. Or think about this. That guy could have been here for an entire year. He could have done anything he wanted, and he would have made more than all of our families combined. Yeah. I want some of that. Right? I want that. Right? And that's why I love working with athletes. Why? Because you understand the idea of training. Okay? Because some people think just in job. Right? I go to work, I work for an hour, I get $8. I go to work, I work for an hour, I get $8. This is the different model. You're building a system that will pay you forever. Wow. Right? The whole idea of, I hated every minute of training, but I did it so I could live the rest of my life as a champion.
Right.
You guys have that mindset. Whether you choose to use it or not is up to you. But now you know how it works. Right? When you get started, are you going to be a millionaire? No. If you stick to it, absolutely. 100% yes. This system has been proven to do it. The two highest paying income earning professions in the world, number one, professional athletics, number two, network marketing. If you're not going to be a pro athlete, welcome to the game. And what's crazy is actually a lot of pro athletes do this. Why? Because how many of you have heard about an athlete or two that became millionaires and 3 months after they retire, 3 years after they retire, broke?
Yeah.
Right?
50% of them.
There you go. Right? Too many.
Wow.
Right? You can take everything I own today, I wouldn't be tripping. Why? Because I know how I got it.
Right.
And it will keep coming. I started this business, guys, Division I athlete, in season, taking 24 units. I had no time. If you guys think you don't have time for this, just don't do it. It's cool. But if you want to do it, you'll make time, guarantee it. Because this can absolutely change your life. I had no idea how much it would change my life, but in 3 months, I hit that rank called Diamond. That's where you get to pick out your free BMW, Mercedes, or Mini Cooper. Wow. Guys, before this, I was driving a 2002 Mitsubishi Eclipse with a custom fade. It was I'd have to get a double check before I could drive home to the bank. Like, you're serious. You know? Having a nice new car, that was a huge change in my life. But I was also making about $1,500 a month, whether I did anything or not.
Wow.
If I helped my friends, I would have made more. I was like, I've been doing this for 3 months. This is awesome, right? Because a couple of my friends, when I first got started, had the mindset of, I want to go to work for an hour, get $8. Well, guess what? My friends that said no to this in the beginning They have to work for an entire hour to get $8. I can do nothing for a month. I'll get at least $4,000.
Wow.
Why? Because I thought a lot differently. I created something. Guys, I promise you right now, time will pass no matter what. Time's going to pass. Whether you choose to do this or not, time will pass. Whether you have a lot of time for it or a little bit of time for it, time's going to pass. Why not have something building? Right? Why not have something building? If you put a little bit of time in this, you get up to like $200 a month. Guess what? Next month, you're going to make $200, whether you do anything or not. And if you do anything, or anyone on your team's doing anything, you're making more. It's awesome. You know, and so I was really excited. 3 months in, I told you I was already making $1,500 a month. I was excited. I got started hoping I could pay my own rent. That was $500. I was making way more than that. I went to all my friends, especially all my friends who are athletes. Why? Because I know you can't get a job. I can show you how to make money on the side. Are you interested? They're like, hell yeah, what? What is it? I can't explain it. Just come check it out. Let me show you. Why? Because I didn't know what to do. I started like a lot of people in this room right now. Honestly, look at the person who invited you here today. What are they doing? Look at them. Like, seriously. That's what's so funny. Because if you can do what the person who invited you here today is doing, you can make money in this business. That's all you do. You invite, we present, they decide, we all cash checks. They decide. If you don't want to do this, I don't want you to. If you want to do it, hell yeah, let's go to work. Because then you're fun. You know what I mean? It's no convincing. You're not a salesman. That's not what we do. Right? And how does it work? You order product. If you went to the store right now, got a Monster, right? He spent money. 50% of those dollars he spent at 7-Eleven go to 7-Eleven. Because they have to pay them to house the product. The other 50% goes to Monster. This company doesn't have that. This company says, screw Walmart, Target, 7-Eleven, gas stations, all them. We're not going to pay them. We'll pay the consumer. Because guess what? If I pay you to drink this, Red Bull gives you wings. I'll give you dollars.
Hey! Okay.
So I'm like, I'll buy more. Hell yeah. Right? I'm building a very loyal customer that way, number one. Number two, I pull out the middleman. Completely. Okay, so this literally works like Facebook. How do you get product? You go online, order product. It's Amazon.com meets Facebook. I'm not a salesman. Okay, that was the best news ever for me because I sucked at chocolates, never good at magazines. I got my mom on Reader's Digest and that was it. Right? Like seriously. All you do is share this with your friends. If I invited you here tonight and you like this, then the only place you can go to get it is my website. Right? Just like Facebook, if you go on Facebook, you're not on anything unless you go on someone's page.
Yep.
Same thing with our websites. You're not on anything unless you go on someone's website. Right? So let's say you invited me tonight. And I'm like, hell yeah, I like this. I already spend my money on Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster, Go Girl, Mad Dog, Amped, NOS Energy, Starbucks, $5 a cup. All this stuff. I'll stop spending my money there. I'll buy some of this. I'll switch brands. So I go to your website, order product. Guess what? I order product right now, I instantly have a website. Why? That's how they build. You don't have to buy your website, that's how they build. Right? I order product, now I have a website. Right? So let's say, whatever, she did this tonight. So she ordered product through me, this is your website. Right? Now she has a lot of friends I don't know. Right? Even if she was my best friend, she has a lot of friends I don't know.
Right.
She shares that with anyone, or a mutual friend of ours, doesn't matter. If they order through her website, she's going to get a little bonus. Right? Kind of like commission. Ever heard of commission before? If we both work at Nordstrom's and you sell her a pair of shoes, you're going to get a little bonus. We both make $9 an hour, but she gets a bonus because she sold some shoes. Where's my bonus? I didn't sell any shoes. But I got my $9 an hour, right? So it's same thing. So you got a website right now. Now you share this with Bob, okay? And Bob orders through your website. Let's say he gets a box, little case, right? You're going to get $10. Instant. If he gets 2 boxes, you get $20. Right? If he gets a builder pack and wants to get started in the business, you make $100 very quickly. Right? So that's only one way. Right? If I'm already in the business, I'm already making money. If we have a mutual friend, obviously you can get him started. Why? I'm going to get your money back. That's the whole point.
money back from what? Yeah, you have to spend money to build a business, right?